has to connect. So even though I'm hitting the live button here, there's going to be a lag on the other one.
I haven't been on StreamYard before, so this is I'm a newbie.
Well, welcome. I'm still learning it. It changes every day, right? Because especially with stuff updating in like the metaverse.
Right.
It's very fun.
How do we see the chat?
So what will happen is, I have to click this button real quick. Hold, please. So if I want to be like, hello, right, I can chat from my side. And then if somebody writes like a question, I can just post it from here. Kaboom.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. Well, so hopefully
this
makes it a little more interesting.
Sure.
Okay. So then now I have to hit the live button on the Instagram because it'll let you do the feed, but it won't let you do the feed directly anymore. This is how we have to play nice.
Okay.
And then because now
look, we're live in P3. I see this.
Okay, did it go? I was like, and then sometimes I have to go and reshare it so that it shows up on P3 because P3 is private. So I can't just stream without like sometimes having to cross post. So, because right, you have to have an invitation to get here.
Gotcha.
Did you know how fancy this little group you made was?
And I did not realize how fancy it was going to be. No,
it's so fancy and all these like hoops and ladders just to get on, and it's amazing though. And I'm learning every day, and I'm so excited. We're gonna talk about it, but this is like the portion where I let everybody kind of get on.
Okay, that's fine.
10 years for things to slither through, as you know.
So where's your house located?
So we're going to Cheryl's Ford, which is I want to say Lake Norman area. Okay. So I'm like right by the lake, but it's in the kind of, it probably won't make sense to you what I'm going to say, what I've been telling my friends. I feel like it's Chandler, right? Chandler, Arizona, 10 years ago, where they just got a Costco and they just got a Target and a Barnes and Noble like 10 minutes away. And I want to say it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes north of Charlotte.
Okay. So, that's not too bad. So you're close to a big city.
I'm going to be on your time zone.
Right on.
I'm going to be an East Coastie, which is funny because there's part of me that, I don't know, this is going to sound weird, but the East Coast, the houses have a different smell than the West Coast. Yes, not like a bad smell, but just a smell.
Yeah.
And I used to go out and, both my parents are from Maryland, like the DC area. So I visit my grandparents out there.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was born in DC.
Oh my goodness.
And I went to college in Maryland.
Oh my goodness. You maybe met my parents at some point.
May have. Where
at the University of Maryland. Fort Washington.
What's that?
Like Fort Washington area?
Fort Washington. Okay. I was in Rockville. I went to high school in Rockville and then went to Frostburg State University.
That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
You guys could have crossed paths at some point. You know what? It's a beautiful world, but sometimes I like being very small in it. But then stuff like this is like, oh, I love being very big in my small world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's such a fun connection.
Right.
I guess you know what? I'm not going to be. I'll tell everybody I'm quite comfortable being big in the little pond at the moment. All right, that's fine. I'll stay there.
Now, is this house new construction?
Yes. So that was also part of like the timing isn't going to roll out perfectly. So then my house is just finished on time compared to I had no idea this condo was going to sell in a week.
That's awesome.
Done. So Ryan's sister's place won't be done until April, and she's actually getting a house like around next door, basically, like across the street over there.
Family affair, city.
I'm like, it's real crazy, but I'm trying not to do things just because or not do them because I'm scared. Right. So I'm not trying to jump off a bridge because I still know I don't like heights, but the whole reason part of the show, the show web stream even exists was because, I also needed to find an outlet to connect. Right. Cause I work at home for the most part.
Yeah. And it's the same way.
And it's terrifying to get on here and let people trust you.
So we have our first guest, Blanca.
I know.
Estrada. Blanca Estrada Gonzalez.
What's I love your little avatar. It looks so cute. But so isn't that fun? So then I can post it here, which is why I'm still investing in the StreamYard.
I got you.
Until I can find something better. Isn't that how most people make decisions?
It is. Oh, look, it's Scott Lipkin in the house. OEG. We do things. Sorry. He's an OG from OEJ and Fantasy Lingerie.
I feel like I was going to be like, there's an inside joke there.
Just our erotic journey. That's the name of the company that he works for.
Oh, well, I guess I should have put that together. Thank
That's
you.
all right.
It's like I knew, but I didn't know. Sorry, Scott.
I'm
This
here
is
to
why
help.
I learn. This is why the show's here. You think it's because I'm trying to share with you guys, and I am. But mostly, I got to learn too, because if things don't go somewhere, they live in my head rent free. So this is me getting them out.
I hear you. Yes, it needs to get out.
If you are not someone that wants to talk about business specifically in the adult retail industry and maybe hear some stories, I will mention condoms and sexual health in it. If that's not your jam, please scroll away. Thank you.
Go away.
Take a snack on your way out. I wish you the best. Go enjoy your table.
Have a sparkling water and enjoy.
Yes.
And what vintage do we have? What are we drinking tonight, Tori? What do you got going?
We're drinking a pre-made espresso martini because you gotta drink what's in your fridge right now when you.
When you're moving, when you have your shits packed up.
Right. I feel like this is Christmas again, and no joke. My sister-in-law, on my brother's wife, not Ryan's sister, because I refer them both as the same people, got me these cute glasses for Christmas.
Oh, those are really cool.
I remember, so I only took one out because I was like, well, I'm moving anyways. And I remember putting it was all packed nice in the box, and I put it in the pantry, and now I can't find this freaking box. I think somebody already packed it. So we went espresso martini in my lone glass. Thank you, everybody.
Very nice. I mean, see panties. Scott has panties to show you. I bet he does. Scott has panties and toys.
We haven't had a panty episode in a minute. I do love me some apparel. Right. You know, I used to work for Victoria's Secret.
Your next guest.
Oh, I know. For forever and a day, it would be like good things, but bad things.
So
right?
is there a profanity clause on here? Am I allowed to cuss or no?
You are allowed to cuss, because what I found out. Okay. Welcome to the authentic show of Tori, and we'll do the real things in a minute. But part of this is also I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So I will be the big fish in this PP3 pond. Right. Where I'm still trying to learn the algorithms and things you can do and things you cannot do. So because I'm not monetized, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
But that does affect if someday I want to be look at all these people I want to pay you to work on this show.
I'm not very profane, so I'll keep it to a minimum.
Hey, no, but these are the things I'm starting to learn, because I was like, well, why are they taking my stuff down? But then this one did great. Oh, because and then I don't know the buttons I click sometimes, but I guess if you can certain or stars, that equals money. I had no idea. And so I'm not actually trying to be monetized. So they're like, oh, we're just letting you know you can't monetize this. And I'm like, I wasn't trying to.
I've been approached for people to buy the site,
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how to monetize it. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. I think it would ruin it.
I mean, potentially. Oh, I love you,
Brandy Myers. What's up?
Potentially, because this is a business show. Again, if this is not for you guys, even though we will talk about the adult industry space, I got to say business a few times in the algorithm. So I get slotted in the right place. So if you don't want to talk about that stuff, please scroll away. But from what I've understood, as long as I don't monetize, we're fine. But if you did want to make, I feel like for you to get monetized on this site, it's a different site, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the parameters. I've looked at a couple videos about doing it, and it seems to me that you need an outside resource to kind of view the page, the content, the membership, to be able to monetize it. But I don't need the money, and second, I think it would ruin the platform.
Right, once you take the money.
Yeah.
You have a framework. It's the same thing where it's they so kindly, I have people of the space be like, hey, you should think about advertising. People would pay you to be on this. I love you, Blanca. But I'm like, you know what?
A lot of stuff. She's involved.
There's a lot of things I just believe in because I do, or a lot of things that I want to promote because it's my head. But the minute I take anybody's money, now I have to be that person's framework. And it's not that maybe I fit great in that person's brand or framework, but I'm like, I don't have enough business acumen of my own in this space to understand what would be a good partnership or not. Right. I feel like I just get run over.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think you're right. Hi, Nikki Painter. Nikki's in the house.
Nikki. Oh my goodness. She's
shout out to Honey's Place.
Right. So one of the things I did want to mention in this cute little speech was something just like that, right? The amount of what is it, 5 years coming up in April that the P3 page has been alive and kicking. Nikki's like now in my book club, and it's like I had no idea we hadn't connected correctly before, and she's like one of my people. It's like the amount, or like Helene and Blanca, all these people that I met via this soup du jour of an audience, and like have continued to strengthen.
I like that soup du jour. Right? That's a great analogy.
It is, right? Oh my goodness. So see, Blanca's on the business plan. I'm like, there's a way you could monetize this and we make all the money for Paul and you can retire early, but it's gotta look, it's the same reason why I've got like family members coming to me and they're being like, I tried to watch your show. I don't really get it. And I'm like, great. It's not for you. It's for B2B. Like, I'm not going to go put it on Apple right now because Paul has made me this beautiful, again, soup du jour of a page where everybody I want to talk to is on this page. These 4,000 people, those are the people I want to talk to.
It is. And it's amazing just the growth and to see those connections. So I'm glad you mentioned it. Hi, pretty lady, says Brandy Myers. That's pretty cool.
So cute.
So yeah, I mean, it's become something I never imagined. I knew it would be, I guess when I came up with the idea that it would be a great place for as a bulletin board for people to post questions, but the connections that, like you just mentioned, that are being made in friendships that are being cultivated because of the page are what really warms my heart and makes me feel like I'm making a difference in people's lives in the industry, right?
I want to just wait. I want to find my banner. I was trying to be cool with these and make it on time. But yes, clap, clap, clap. I don't know. I feel like you should say it again, right? For the cheap seats in the back. We all want to make money, but we're not soulless.
No, we're not soulless. And I don't really have a exit strategy at this point. I just turned 59.
I'm getting 39 vibes from you all day long.
Well, thank you. I'll send you $20 Venmo.
Wait, no, it's a star thing.
Oh, stars. There you go. Gotcha. But yeah, it's amazing to see the amount of interaction with people and people like actually meeting up because of the group. And that's been really the most fulfilling part of it, I think, for me. It's great that it's a resource. It's great that people can ask questions. They can get answers quickly. I think that's important, but it's like you just said, you've made actual friends and you're hanging out with them or you're planning to hang out with them in person.
Well, right. And then not just friends, but like mentors even too, right? Like there are some people that can be both, but also like some of the leaders in the industry that I had no idea would be as accessible, right? I probably would have never approached them myself had I not seen, maybe a bit of an online personality or even known that name was associated with somebody that I wanted to speak with.
Right. No, and that's helped me to connect the people that I respect in the industry and bounce ideas off of them. And Blanca just said that she was an extrovert and she turned her into a cool kid. That's thrilling. I mean, that's just the name of the game. Like,
and I'm like, Blanca was already one of the cool kids all the time. You just hatched that way.
Nobody knew it. That's the thing. It took the page for people to find out how cool she really is. So that to me is a really great part of the group. So how do you know I have a question. How do you know who's watching? We don't know.
I don't know. So it'll tell me, let's see. Oh, wait, maybe if it'll tell me where people are watching.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks like mostly from my Facebook page right now, not the P3. Oh, wait, and I can tell me who has liked it, but I can't see who's watching. Maybe I'll figure it out.
And this is recorded, right? Oh, there's Helene.
Yes.
There's Helene.
I was going to say, here's another one. Did I summon you out of the ether, my love? I was like, the importance of the page.
About her. Yep.
Right. I was like, my show would not exist, period. The 4,000 people I want to talk to when it comes to, not just selling, but like, hey, I'm a team of one and I work remote or on the road mostly. Sometimes I need a human to speak with, right? Or I'll just get way too up in my head. And a lot of times it has been these people that are looking for, similar strategies or looking for a similar, whatever shoulder to cry on.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, the show has actually been a really good outlet for you to make those connections,
1,000%. And I hope maybe there's one person out there that is feeling inspired or connected as well. I know I get so sick of myself sometimes. I'm still learning how to do this like self-promotion thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like the world of my career, right? Well, but it's like conversations or like friendships like this where I'm like, okay, I can't give up now, right? Like, oh my God, I still like, I got a nomination. Like, I don't even care that I didn't win. The fact that somebody noticed, I'm like, well, now I can't quit. Thank you. But also,
I need to do a little ass kissing of the host because remember I did Paul Talks Pleasure.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
And it was fun, but it was an iPhone. It was really like crusty and old school, but it got too difficult to do. And I had too many other things on my plate, and you kind of ran with it and turned it into something much, much better. So I give you wherever the line is a clap for doing that.
I know. Wait. Can I find my banner?
Liz Garibay here from ID Westridge Labs in the house.
Oh, I know. And talk about another fun person.
Talked to
right?
Liz, and we went over some great ideas for the wellness line, their wellness essentials, which is the ID Westridge Labs new toy line. So we were doing strategizing, which was fun.
And then we got Blanca saying, see, once upon a time, lingerie people didn't mingle with toy people. And now that's all now we all get to hang out. I mean, doesn't that sound weird that the lingerie people and I'm like, why are we not cross merchandising with everybody?
I think everybody knows Mike Savage, and Mike Savage had the greatest quote ever on what we do for a living is that we sell fantasies. Absolutely. It doesn't matter what the product is. We're selling fantasies to the end consumer. And I always thought that was just spot on. And it's a great way to describe what we do.
That is true. And it's very intimate, but also, because it's a fantasy and it's something like it's tangible in the same sense that it's not, right? It's like, how do you define truly what it is that we're doing?
That's right.
Right? Like there's not a lot of definition. And in some way that's a great thing, right? There's not a lot of registration that some toy companies have to go through. But then on the bad end, there's not a lot of registration some people have to go through, right? It's truly been one of the last industries that I know of that you can still be, to me, a true innovative entrepreneur.
Very true. And I see new companies starting up in the smaller. It's really exciting for me to see small companies. Paul, that was a great stepping stone. Oh, thanks, Blanca. Yeah. And now I'm one of the cool toy people, right? Yes, I know
she did level up.
And I'll plug her company, Like a Kitten. I know Natalie Johnson. Well, we did some business together through her other company, and just as I was about to say, tremendous to see a small startup company get real traction in the industry. And I have to give credit to the team that Natalie put together of Emily Pulaski, Blanca, and her support staff. So
it's not easy to be the new kid right now, and it's not easy. Like I don't know about you guys.
Not in this economy, not in this atmosphere. So
my sales cycles went from like 3 months to like 12. No joke. So I'll tell you, so you don't feel so crazy. You're not in this alone. But the fact that there's visibility to a brand, and we all know how to reach out to the people and have the information already is just huge. Communication is so hard to get to.
Hang on one second. I'm running over my cord over here. Okay,
no!
I had a cord moment. So very true. So just great to see that. And Scott Lipkins, congratulations, Blanca. Yep. And
yes, thank you, Blanca.
And here once again is what I'd like to see more of is a company like a Kitten really uses the page to their advantage. I see them posting all the time about their product, some smut book covers. Yeah, it's like really vintage, Liz. Yeah,
I was like, wait, we got to read this. I was like, oh, I love Liz. And hey, I'm just going to say it. There used to be kind of as a, maybe the lingerie people weren't talking to the toy people, right? And like now that's like, oh, we didn't even think about that, but we changed that. There was a point in time where the Loop people wouldn't or were not allowed to or couldn't talk to the other Loop people. And Liz and I just freaking talk about books all the time. It's like, you know what? Just because you don't have to be everyone's competitor. We're all in the same industry, right? I love that she could make this whole reference, and I'm like, yes, girl. Like, she's totally on my same page.
I have another great quote. Never use the competition as your defense. Right. And that's why I think we can all mix together, and it's very friendly competition. We can compete with one another, but it doesn't mean we need to be nasty or ignore one another. You know what I mean? So, and Helene says it's not easy for small companies trying to rethink everything. Not easy. Helene, I give you props. Listen, small company trying to make your way through this, nightmare of 19,000 some items that we carry now at Williams Trading. It's overwhelming, and it's overwhelming for me as a rep because I'm not going to know everything about everything. I'm just not. So it's hard to sift through. We get new items in every week, sometimes 100 items. So what I try to do is try to pick out the best and the brightest. There's plenty of wall for everyone. I agree, Blanca. Yep. Yeah, and I try to pick out, what I think stands out. So I look for packaging, I look for innovation, and I look for price. So if I can meet those three criteria, then that would be a item that I would offer to my customer if they're open to hearing about it. Some people, they just like to view the website. They like to pick out their new items on their own. It's not a conversation that I have all the time. But for those customers that want me to partner with them, it is a conversation to have and to help them weed through the sea of new product.
Oh my goodness. And it is a sea. Just having to, I don't have nearly as much SKU management as Paul does at Williams, and just having to figure out who comes in a 3-pack and a 10 versus a 12. And, just all the specs and unique selling points that come with all of that stuff. And then it's always changing because our industry is always changing. I don't think anybody got into this industry because they wanted to be in an industry that was already set and slow pacing, right? Like I'm here because I can do things kind of at a different speed and connect different dots because it is still a little bit malleable. If I went to go work for the people that are actually making the condoms, I would not have such choice because it's like the difference between moving a giant freight ship and a rowboat. It just can't happen that quickly.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And I mean, I see you as someone who's brought light to the condom industry in a very positive way. And I'm giving you some more props because it kind of was a forgotten item. It's an add-on, people, French ticklers, like nobody really understood the benefits of condoms and that you should use them and the variety of them. And you've gone through, I've seen some of your videos on, the thinness, the materials and whatnot. And I mean, it's given me an education because it was a forgotten item as an incremental. And so I give you kudos for that, for bringing light to that side of the industry.
Well, thank you so much. And it just goes back to what we're doing. It's like, we're not selling really. We're trying to guide, we're trying to help these, we're only as successful as our retailers are going to be. Right. And they're only as successful as far as the communication and the product can be to the end consumer. Right. So it's like, we get stuck in the cycle of trying to find the bigger, better deal. But at the end of it, you can, how important are commodities still to a lot of these retail businesses? I know you guys won't admit it on here, but I know you've told me that, hey, if I didn't have commodities in the last 2 years, I wouldn't have had a business. Right. And it's not just because, hey, A, B, and C toys get me, 60% of the revenue. We know that they're big ticket items, but what else are you going to bring somebody to come back in? Right. How are they going to know that the next toy is here? And I don't know, that's a different soapbox, but I like to also remind a lot of these retailers that, I know loosely the word competition out there happens with a lot of big box stores, right? And FDM, and there's lots of stuff going in everybody's different states, but I'm like, no, use it. Nobody likes buying their condoms there. And guess what? They really only have 3 items. It's just in the same, it's different sizes. So use the fact that people are buying billions of condoms there. Go give them the better one in your store with the better service, every single time.
Right.
And just get them in there all the time.
Yeah, and just to be able to verbalize to that end consumer at the counter that there is different thinness and thickness in condoms. There's flavored, there's ribbed, there's studded. There's so many different ways to create the fantasy. You know what I mean? While preventing STIs and a host of other issues.
Yeah, when did pleasure and safety don't have to be mutually exclusive. They can be the same thing.
I love that. I love that you just said that. That is totally true. And I think that that's how you need to position condoms in your store.
This is a great segue into kind of what some of the things I was going to bug you about, right? Like, let me use your mastermind, because you've been in either manufacturing, wholesale, retail, distribution, for a long time. This has been, you're one of the OGs. You're the mastermind behind it all.
I'm the changing of, well, with me is going to be the end of, I'm not going to say the end of men my age in the space, but as you can see, I post some stats about the group, and 63% of our membership are women.
And I'd probably say that's in line with a lot of statistics I've seen about your retail shoppers. Women are still the ones walking in the door spending the money.
And most retail stores, or a lot of them, do hire, I'm not going to say women over men, but prefer women in a lot of specific retail spaces that, like you said, cater to women mostly, are the customer, because women feel more comfortable talking to a woman about the product and what the product is going to do for them, because they have the same genitalia.
Well, right. And no joke, like sometimes I have to remember that I'm too far down the rabbit hole here already. So like I know things not your average consumer would know, right? But at the end of the day, I'm like, how is it, the more I go down the rabbit hole when it comes to the female body health out there, and I'm not here to shame anybody or blame anybody, but there's a huge, there's 100 years of data and information on ED, and 20% of the male body population suffers from ED. But there's less than 25 years of research on female body PMS. And 80% of the female body population suffers from PMS. It just is what it is. So in this world of like, I'm a mom too, guys. So I'm always trying to find like fun little kindergarten isms in my head for myself and my kids, where it's like, I know everybody says you can't compare, right? Like, and I'm trying to tell my kids that it's the same kind of situation and what we're dealing with in a lot of, just face it, culture, climate, politics, business. There's a lot of shift going on. And the only thing you can control is how you react to it. Right. So I'm just trying to remind myself to people, like, just because there was a patriarchy, I'm not here to shame anybody that was doing that, or like, this is what we've inherited, people, is all I'm trying to say. So no wonder I wouldn't want to buy my condoms at Walmart or anywhere else, because nobody knows the answers. Nobody's spent the time to do the research.
Right. I think that you're right about PMS, but also menopause. I mean, I just saw a thread the other day in the group, someone asking about menopause and products that would help with that, or advice. And that's something that's not talked about, I think, regularly, or it needs to be a topic of conversation. Men my age, 59, we need to be, I think, more vocal about ED and about the change in our bodies when we get to be a certain age. And I think it would open the door to so much help, and men would find such a more satisfying sexual health life if they were able to ask those questions without being embarrassed.
Well, and it's all connected, right? There's also a huge stigma, right? People don't want to go buy. I know a lot of female body people in my circle don't want to go buy their condoms or their tampons or whatever at Walmart, because they don't want to run into somebody. Heaven forbid they buy a 36 pack. They're going to feel like they get slut shamed. Whether or not that's what's happening, that's like the stress that's going on in their head. There's equally a huge stigma for men out there, not just in the, performance department when it comes to sexual wellness, but also in the mental health, or even just going to see the doctor department. I don't know what it is, but a lot of men that, at least in my opinion, that just they have to be this like stoic, keep going. And when it comes to something intimate, they maybe don't really want to talk about it again. Like, if there's no access to it, of course you're not going to feel safe. Who's going to want to talk about that?
I have to kind of blame an uneducated porn consumer for that problem. So
it's a real thing.
Men don't understand what the filming process is for content, for art, and they tend to, want to mimic what they're seeing on the screen, which is very difficult to do. And there's a lot that goes in.
It's a performance.
It's a performance, right? And there's a reason why you see the same actors, a lot of the same actors in the films, because it is such a tough task. And I mean, you start and you stop, start and stop. And
they call it a job for a reason,
right? It definitely gives men a false sense of what performance should be in the bedroom, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a workout. You know, there's lots of things that you can do as a couple that don't require penetration, that can get people to where they need to be. And I think that there needs to be more discussion about that, about foreplay, and about, like we said, creating the fantasy and role playing and all of those things that get tied in together into making it a fun experience.
Right. It's okay to lean into your partner and share these vulnerabilities. But you know, again, I don't blame anybody. They don't like teach us in school like how to use the right words. Like I had to go to therapy to learn some of this shit where it's like, oh, talk to somebody in words like I feel when I reacted this way. You know, just making how to communicate to humans is not easy. They expect us all to do it.
Right. Yeah, it's very, very difficult for couples. And I think that if you initially start off not having those conversations, it makes it more difficult as you go along in the relationship. You're more hesitant not to ask those questions. So to me, you know, if you're going to start off in a relationship, be open and honest about your likes, your dislikes, and don't be afraid to hurt feelings, because in the long run, it's going to benefit you.
Like it shouldn't be, I mean, it's work, relationships are work, but it shouldn't be like your Sisyphus pushing the boulder up, right? At some point there's a push and a pull. And you should be able to lean into those scary conversations. Okay. That is Tori Relationship 101 when I have no credentials whatsoever. Don't listen to me. Sir Paul, what's your take on the current state of the adult industry? Like, are we in a growth pattern? Are there going to be more challenges ahead? Or you think we're finally going to stay a little steady?
I think that right now, I heard that Valentine's Day was great for everyone.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. Did you hear that too? I heard some good stuff.
Yeah, I heard a lot of posting, a lot of customers that I've called this week were raving about it. So I'm hoping that continues through Women's Day, which is coming up, and then we go into Pride. We're still a little flat. I think the economy, it depends on the tariffs. I think it depends on prices of food and of housing.
Condoms are not made in China. No. Condoms are not made in China. I'm sorry, guys. It's very, very painful. And I've been on your side, but I'm just taking a breath.
I'm kind of in a wait and see pattern. I'm not totally negative about the situation, but I think that there will be some changes. There may be some sifting out of certain companies. No one's raised their prices yet. So I just see, I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic that we're going to have a good Q2. I think with altitudes coming up, it's going to be very well attended. I think we were talking about the lingerie and toy people combining and getting together. That show has really become huge, I think, because you can, knock everything out, kill two birds with one stone. You can get your lingerie and your toys in one venue, and it's super well done. So,
it makes my job so much easier and I know for some people, maybe it doesn't make sense that like I'm exhibiting and then like next door is Paul, my distributor. Like, what's Tori doing there? Oh my God, no, it's the best because Paul has got so many other SKUs to manage. So it's the best when you come see me or you go see Paul and you need more information. I can just either walk you over to Paul, take your order, get you all set up, or vice versa. Like it actually helps my, not just, closing rate from a sales perspective and a business perspective, but it helps me feel good and make sure I took care of the customer in the moment.
Yeah. And I take the manufacturers being there with booths as a benefit rather than a negative. There's always going to be some direct selling. We know that if there's a huge chain that comes by and, they don't use distribution and there is no distribution opportunity, I understand that, but most vendors are pretty good about sending customers over to their distributor of choice. And Here's my take on it. I love my company. I think it's great. I wish that everyone would buy from us, but I understand that people have relationships with other vendors. So I always ask, especially with a new customer, who's your preferred partner? And you know what? People appreciate that. Rather than going in for the hard sell, you should get everything from me because I'm the greatest guy in the world. I've been around for 25 years and we have everything. Well, they may have a relationship with another vendor, so I'll take a little piece of it. You know, I'm like, give us a shot. Give me a little piece of it and let's start a relationship. And I think that's refreshing to a lot of customers rather than, you know, going in for the hard sell. So,
or how about, hey, do you have any referrals if I can't help you now? Like, just keep me in mind. And how many people that I couldn't service have given me someone that this all of a sudden was in their network and not in mine? Like, people forget to be like, hey, if you know anybody that might need my help, it might not be you, but hey, feel free to give my contact.
I've not tried to monetize myself in the group, and what I've done is I've gotten leads through P3 just by running it, creating the group, and people liking what I post, which is positivity and not hard sell every Wednesday. Buy from Williams Trading. So
I mean, there's a bit of that is a numbers game.
Yeah, I mean, there was a new store that opened. They found me through P3. We still do business together. They just opened, you know, a year and a half ago. They're killing it. And I found that they found me through P3. So, you know, and thankfully they like what we have to offer. But if I don't have something, trust me, I'm the first one to say, you know what? Honey's Place has that item. I don't. You know, will I try to sell them something that's an alternative that's close to it? Yes. But if somebody wants a specific item, it doesn't do me any good to try to sell them something they don't want. So to me, there's enough money. There's enough apples on the tree for everyone. And when you roll that way, people respect you and they come back and they will actually do more business with you because you were honest with them and gave them, you know, really good information.
No, I mean, at least to me, I had no idea how important, and it sounds very high school, the integrity of your character, or at least your perceived character anyways, that's a different conversation, was until, you know, things happen and I needed to find a job really quickly in 2 weeks because I didn't have health insurance for my kids. Right. So the fact that this entire industry like picked up the phone and basically did it for me, right? Because they had already known, or somebody of somebody. It wasn't, I have this thing in my head sometimes. There's this book by, it's called The Little Red Book of Sales by Jeffrey Gitmore.
I've heard of it.
It's, yeah. And one of his things is it's not about who I know, but it's about who knows how to get to me.
Right.
Right. No, and I was like, wow, that is pretty true.
That's so true. I mean, I've helped just because I've been around so long and I know so many people in the industry. I've been able to help people at least get an interview with a company when they're looking. But I have to tell you, once you're in this industry, you have to really, really screw up to not find a job. That I will tell you.
Right now, it's not like a lot of people hiring right now, but right
now, but everything's going to come back. In general, I see people that you know, will be with one company for 6 months, then they'll get with another company. They'll be there for a year and a half. They'll find a job. So listen, I'm not knocking anybody, but
no,
to me, if you've got chops and you know the industry, there's going to be a space for you. It may not be exactly what you want. Like if you were used to being a vice president of sales for a company, you may have to take a brand ambassador job. Well, that's okay. Adapting. Like my title is sales ambassador. I Pipe Dream senior sales executive. It's just a fancy title. I think it meant I was old. I mean, you know, but I don't really care about stuff like that. Titles don't mean a whole lot to me.
I think in my 20s, titles meant a lot, and I think I was just looking for some validation that wasn't existing in a different way.
Now you're the condom. Yeah, now you're the condom charmer.
Now I just make up my own things, but there was a period where it was just like, I wanted to be able to show that yes, I could take on that management job or that director job. But now I just make up my own titles, and it's more fun.
Yeah. At this point, at this point in my career, I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy what I do. Which I do. I mean, working remote for the last 10 years has been a blessing. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I miss a little bit of the office camaraderie, kind of that brainstorming that can go on, but I don't miss driving in rush hour traffic and going into an office. It's much better working from home.
Yeah, there's a pro and a con to everything, right? Like I think I was sharing with you earlier. It's my 4th year, just strictly remote or on the road or whatever you want to call it. And sometimes I'm like, I need to call someone to check in, right? I feel like things are moving well or things are moving not well or whatever, but I need a temperature check. Is that true?
Hello, hey David, what's up, buddy? I just saw David out at National. I just saw him in December.
Oh, Dave, are we going to see you
visit? I took a little visit out there and saw my buddies from National.
So you're in my old neck of the wood, the Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita, yeah. Nice little drive out there. We had a nice little meeting.
Maybe I can summon Eddie here. Like, did you go to Eddie's sushi place?
No, we did not. We didn't have time for lunch.
No. Oh my God, that place is so good. Next time, Gadget. Okay. Since we started talking about altitude a little bit, I did want to give you some time to just comment on it. I have also heard altitude is going to be bigger. I think Val said it's the most exhibitors, and they have over 800 people registered to show. So I think that's amazing.
In my phone calls, a lot of buyers are going, but actually a lot of buyers are not able to go. So because of that fact,
tell me a little bit about what Williams Trading is planning, right? I'll key it up. What are you guys planning at altitude, my friend?
Serving it up on a hot platter for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a Matthew Skinner in the house. Very good.
Skinner.
What we're going to do is we're going to have a live stream. We're going to have a couch and 2 chairs in the booth, and we're going to live stream on Zoom from the show. Now, what that is exactly right. And what that entails is we're going to have vendors that will showcase their new product. There'll be extra added discounts for those people who attend, and it's specifically targeted for store owners, employees who can't make it to the show. So we're trying to capture that audience and give them a feel. And a lot of these people, Tori, they may not have ever gone to a show.
It is expensive.
Right. So it's going to be really exciting for them to really see what's going on in the booth, because there'll be people walking around. It's live, so anything could happen. But a great opportunity for those people who can't come to participate in the show. We're going to play a game called Kahoot at the end of every session. So there's 30-minute sessions the first day, and then 20-minute sessions the next 2 days. There's about 30 vendors. So at the end of each one, we play a game called Kahoot. You answer 3 Vegas trivia questions, and you can win $150 if you win. So you could win multiple times. So we're also giving away $50 Domino's pizza gift cards to anyone that attends. So if you sign up and register, and the registration I will be posting tomorrow in P3, so look for it if you're on here. Sign up. You can go to as many sessions as you like. You can use your phone. You can do it from home. So it's just going to be a great opportunity and something innovative that we really want to try.
Yeah, Helene says she's sad to be missing it. So we'll have to make sure that you can log on to the little live stream.
Zoom. Yeah, Helene, I'll make sure to look for tomorrow for my post, because it's Advertising Wednesday. I'm going to be posting up the idea. Yeah, once again, Scott wasn't, I can't take full credit. I will be a host of the show. I will be one of the interviewees, but I have to give props to Scott Danis, Gabrielle O'Byrne, and Pete Oliveri, who did all the grunt work. They're the ones behind the scenes that got all of it together, and that's my team. So I give them kudos for putting it all together. I'm just a mouth.
Hey, you know what? No, nobody does this alone. I don't even this is just my one little woman show that like I'm doing for an outlet and my all stuff. Like you heard the rest of the show. I still don't do it alone, right? I do it with my whole team back here and take inspiration from you all.
Right. And how long have you been at Paradise now?
It was just 2 years at December.
Oh my God. I can't believe
I know, right?
Yep.
It's
And
like yesterday.
Liz was talking about, the Williams show we did in September. It was so much fun for customers. Stores Very Jagay is a great tool. Thank you, Liz, for that. Yeah, it will be very similar, except live from Vegas. I have a banana you can use as a mic.
Oh, she does. It's fabulous. Oh, and yes, thank you for reminding me, Matthew Skinner. Karaoke Sunday night at the Cat's Meow. I don't know if you
that starts at 9 o'clock.
Got your invitations, Sir Paul?
Condi, I think Condi's organizing that, which is awesome.
And I think the more people that can RSVP, it helps her because she can get us a better space, right? She can let the people know how many people are going to come.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm super jazzed. I love the hybrid kind of model, right? It's really great. Nothing will ever replace, being face to face with a person. But I know I am one person, and sometimes at these trade shows, I cannot clone myself. And this is also a good way for somebody that maybe got overbooked or, just lost track of time. They're still able to go back and remember what they saw or what they didn't get to see too.
Yeah,
so
and it'll be recorded. Yeah, it'll be recorded and people can go back in and view it. And the discounts will last for a week after the show. And they're good also. The discounts are good for people attending the show. So any of the new product that's being shown can be purchased by anyone attending via Zoom or if you're attending the show in person. So we're really just, like I said, killing two birds with one stone, and we're going to try something different. Hopefully it's going to go over really well. I know the Wi-Fi is super expensive.
Oh my
Altitudes
God.
is no joke. It's no joke.
No, like you got to pay to play here, my friends. You got to pay to play. Dude, expensive. I was about floored when you told me that.
Yeah,
shenanigans.
Yeah,
shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So besides the heavy price ticket, what do you think is a reason why Altitude is starting to shape up and get a lot of hype?
The first thing is there is no January Amni. So that's one of the keys. And I think that once again, I'll reiterate that yes, Condi at Number Central. You can buy lingerie and toys in one venue. So it's two shows in one. Before you had to go to ILS and you had to go to Amni. So now you can go to Altitudes and you can do both. I think having the summer Amni show is still viable.
Everybody's got to get ready for that season.
In my humble opinion, I know that I speak for a lot of people that people would like to see a venue change, have it maybe moved somewhere else like Vegas. I'm not sure where exactly, but Burbank's a little tough to get to. But it's still a great show. So
there's no ILS now either, as
there is not.
reminding.
So that's why Altitudes is blown up.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a great job over there, and I look forward to booking and bothering you. I do want to just kind of open it to anybody that's out there. If you want to just chime in, text real quick. If you have something for Paul before I make him do my rapid fire fun questions, because this is the clickbait for when I go viral, guys. Okay.
Clickbait.
Clickbait is going to happen. Okay. Are you ready?
Is that like I get a constant in my Facebook feed yoga pants?
I'm not that cool. That is what it is, but I'm not that cool, right? I don't
click on any of it. Just so you know, I'm not buying it.
But I'm attempting to at least fake the algorithm out somehow without paying for anything.
What does Blanca say? I say they moved to Vermont.
I don't know. Vermont also has, I don't know. I just think of ECN in Vermont, right? Didn't we do Vermont a while ago?
Yeah, we did that. I've done that show twice.
Yeah.
It's a great venue.
And would love to do it in Florida. I do love when we go to Florida because it's just convenient and it's not super expensive. But we haven't done anything in Florida for a while. But Helene's not wrong. A Northeast. Everybody come to North Carolina.
I mean, I understand why Amni's in California because all the manufacturers are based there. But
right, the guys that run the show, the founders are out there.
Right, but maybe like do it in downtown LA or just a different venue, a different look than Burbank.
Something.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm about it.
I don't hate Burbank. I'm not hating on Burbank, but I hear from people that they like, we're tired of going to Burbank. We want to go to a different place. That's all.
Hey, I would entertain Colorado.
I would go. Colorado's beautiful. I love Colorado.
I'm down, Blanca. Elaine's like, you're missing out on so many coming from the Northeast. Okay, that's fine. I'll make a show.
We'll make our own show.
We'll make our own show. The PPP,
the PP, the P3,
like P3 our own warehouse show by Tori and Paul. These are the trends we like. These are the companies we think you can make good margin on.
Right.
Wrap it up.
There you go.
Palm Desert. I could do that too. Although I just feel like that's the white party. I feel like the Palm Desert is left for the white party and the gays. I don't know why.
There you go.
All right. Here we go. The fun rapid questions. You ready?
All right, here we go. I'm ready.
What's in your opinion, what's the weirdest product you've ever sold?
Oh my God. It had to be I hate to say this, and it didn't last very long, but Topco came out with a penis with that was infected.
This must have been pre-COVID.
Yes, it was. They had a whole line of product called, they had vomit lube.
Oh, I remember the vomit lube. Oh my goodness, I remember the vomit lube.
That would be it. But probably those have got to be the strangest items. I mean, they were just odd. Yeah, totally oddball stuff.
Well, and like, yeah, we can comment.
There was I think there was an amputee blow up doll.
And again, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but from a business perspective, like, yay, if there was a market for it, I'm all for it. Like, a lot of our business is not tailored based off of what we think is going to be great, right? People will buy it or they won't buy it.
It was just
is there a market?
Yeah, it was just a really odd line. I don't think it ever really came to market.
It was called Fucked.
It was called
Thank
Fucked.
You, Joanne.
Joanna knows.
She got it. She's a catalog. She's like, I remember the SKU numbers.
Yeah. All right, what's your next one?
Oh my, was that in the blood lube days?
Yep.
Brandy, that was it. Okay. See, you got nostalgia marketing here with everybody. What's one thing that you think every store should stop doing immediately?
Having their staff behind a counter of glass.
Oh wait, where's my banner? Right, we're guiding. We're not even selling. We're guiders.
Those days are over. And I also don't like counter risers that make the associates seem like they're 8 feet tall, towering over the.
Optics are still a thing. Humans are animals.
Optics are still a thing and very intimidating. So
yeah,
no employees behind glass and no 10-foot counters.
You have to stay approachable.
Bingo.
Sales 101. If you could go back and invest in one brand early, what would it be? This is good because you've been here for all the brands, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Cal Exotics.
That's a good point. I was thinking in my head, I was like, he was either going to say
just because I respect, their line continues to be very viable. They come out with a vast amount of product, but most of it's very high quality. And I love Susan, and she's just an empowering person, woman-owned company, did a lot of fighting for our industry, and she's a rarity.
Oh,
so I would invest in her. I would invest in her company, even if she sold pet food, just because of who she is.
Clap, clap, clap. Thank you, Susan. No, for sure. One of there's sadly a handful of really, powerful trailblazer CEOs in this industry, and she's absolutely one of them. She's like one of the ones, like, sometimes there's bad Family Guy reels from my early teens, 20s that run in my head. And there's one where they're like, we have to save Jon Stewart. He's our most favorite Jew. Like, that's what I feel about Susan. If that was what's happening, if we were a Family Guy episode, we have to save Susan. She's our most cherished woman CEO.
another woman that I respect who took over for Tom Stewart is Julie Stewart over at Sport Sheets. She's another ace.
I'm like, where did it go? The clap,
and
clap,
then
clap.
And then name off, women reps who are just tremendous. They're road warriors. I've been on the road with them. They don't complain. They just really, really, they kill it.
Yeah.
And as far as like guys in the industry that I respect, Steve Sav is someone who's been around forever, and he still is out there beating the street. Just does a tremendous job. He's tremendously organized, and my favorite road warrior is Bert Silverstein. Bert is on the road more than anyone I know, and he does it with a smile.
He doesn't even know you. He could just know that like you're like, he could just feel you, and he just knows what you're going to need. You know what I mean?
Suitcase Silverstein.
And here goes Matt. Steve. Maybe we can manifest him. I mean, I love Steve, but have you met his wife?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit more obsessed with his wife than Steve. I was like, I didn't know I could like anybody more than, but your wife's pretty cool.
She's a pretty sweetheart. No, they're a great team.
I love it. Okay, last one. What's one myth about the industry that drives you crazy?
Oh, that we're all creeped out, having orgies. I still, with my college friends, they think once I tell them what I do, they say, how's the porn industry? And it's still a stereotype that I wish would go away. It's people that just don't understand what we do.
It's getting better, but it's still there. I can't walk around and say, I work in adult retail. They'll be like, adult? You do porn? I'm like, no, I still, and I'll admit it. If I don't know somebody very well yet, I say I sell medical devices because I'm condoms. But it is sad that
it just goes to show you there's still a lot of uneducated people out there about our industry, about the product itself. So that's opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity for us to educate. I think P3 helps our industry feel good about itself. I think it gives us pride, and it helps us to go out into the world and spread the message of, safety, pleasure, and intimate relationships that are positive. Oh, and look, a plug.
Look, I did a little boobity boop boop. I'm trying to learn the things, guys, and then I can teach you all. It'll be fun. Awesome. Okay. So, Paul, you've been amazing, and I just want to give you like a little bit of time to wrap up here. Wrap, because it's so kind. I'm getting Delulu. Where can people connect with you if they want to get a hold of you?
Well, through P3 or is really the best way, or you can email me at Reutershan@williams-trading.com. That's Reutershan, Reutershan @williams-trading.com. But really, through the P3 group, you can DM me anytime. I'm available. Molly and yourself do a great job of adminning the group, but I am always available for questions. If you see posts that don't float, things getting out of hand, or if you see something positive, it's always nice to hear positive feedback.
For sure. I have a little diddly here. I might share it.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Yeah. So that's how you can hit me up.
That's amazing. And then I was trying to do the cuteness. Wait. It's coming.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. I'm coming. Oh, I amuse myself.
He's kicking in.
P. Reutershan.
You spelled it right too.
Trading.com. I know it took me a minute. Okay, so that's how you reach Paul. And as we wrap up here, if you could just leave everybody with like whatever, a wise word of wisdom, maybe just a silly joke you have today. What would you like to leave everybody with?
Well, what I'd like to leave everybody with is we work in the greatest industry. I firmly believe this. We're also fortunate to work in the industry that we are when we're really helping people in their personal lives. And that's something to be proud of. So I want people to take away from our conversation tonight that, hold your head up high, be proud of what you do, because you are making a difference in people's lives.
I love that. That was huge. I'll clip that out for you later. You can put it on your LinkedIn. And then here's my stuff. I got a whole new email for Tuesdays with Tori. I'm also at Tori Tia, and on YouTube, it's Tuesdays with Tori Tia show. So we're getting there. If hey, you're coming at this later, because I'm still understanding the algorithm. So some of you see it live, and some of you reach out to me and you'd be like, "Oh my goodness, I missed this. Can I still talk to A, B, and C person?" Absolutely. Just so you know, people that I generally hook up with or talk to, like, I still have their information, and they're here because they're looking to network on top of everything else. So, if like maybe you missed Paul's little banner that I popped up really quick and you're like, hey, I forget this guy's name, even though his name's here or something got clipped, we still got you. We'll help it out. We'll help you out. It's already been a week.
Espresso martinis kicking in finally.
Yee! I got more packing to do, and I gotta go be a mom. Thank you everybody for being here today. I feel truly blessed that you come and listen to me ramble, but also I feel even more blessed that Paul, right? Again, I have no space. There's no show without Paul, right? And I would argue there's not a lot of industry without the people that started before me, because then I would not just I wouldn't have a job because I sell condoms, but like the industry wouldn't be where it's at right now,
Well, Tori, I want to thank you for having me on, and no problem for a last minute guest. And I really enjoyed it, and I wish you well with your move. And I hope everything works out well for you and your family.
Thank you so much. And Brandy, no, I think I made it to 88, but I have to double check. She's so sweet. I guess I will plug myself again really quick. I had to make a Tuesdays with Tori Facebook page rather than a person page here. For some of the reels to work, I had to become an entity, but I'm not allowed to go live on that page until I have 100 viewers, because I don't know, they don't like me. So anything you could do to help me, that's just the Tuesdays at Tori Facebook page. I'll link it in the comments later. That was so sweet of you to ask, Brandy. We're getting there though. Thank you. Like slowly but surely. And then Mama Helene, great show. We're always so glad to see you. Thank you.
Great to see you, Helene.
And I know I will be closer to Helene, so maybe we'll do a in-person special. All right. I'm Tori. This is the fabulous Paul. Welcome to the P3 page, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.